Cairo. Leading off, the shortstop, Tim Anderson. Batting second, the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Batting third, the first baseman, Jose Abreu. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Eloy Jimenez. Batting fifth at third base, Yoan Moncada. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Andrew Vaughn. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Luis Robert. Batting eighth, playing right field, Adam Engel. Batting ninth, in the bullpen, and now walking in, the catcher, Sebi Zavala. And next to him, the starting pitcher for the White Sox, Lance Lynn. And now we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Here tonight, over on the original movie setting, a proud native of Clarksville, Iowa, and the winner of season 16 of American Idol. Please welcome home, Maddie Poppy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And when we come back, for the first time in Major League Baseball history, a regular season pitch will fly through the Iowa air on the other side before the White Sox and the Yankees go to work.
Made perfect by a game we love.
See if you can hit my curve.
One of baseball's most memorable nights awaits.
Yeah, you can hit the curveball.
Imagine, forever we will say, the New York Yankees once performed on this farmland. The White Sox traveled from Chicago to play here.
Daddy, there's a man out there on your lawn.
You wouldn't believe how many guys wanted to play here.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball.
I'm James Earl Jones. Welcome to Iowa and our field of dreams.
So nice to have that iconic voice on our air tonight as we welcome you back to Dyersville, Iowa. In the distance, the movie set where they shot the film, released in 1989, the farmhouse the family lived, and then through the corn maze, through the outfield wall, onto this field. The stands are absolutely packed, about 8,000 fans in attendance here tonight. We're glad you're with us. It's about family and baseball, about the Boone family from Southern California. They've had 3 generations of solid, long-time big league players. Ray Boone started his career in '48, played 13 seasons as an infielder, going to 2 All-Star games. His son Bob was just a rock behind the plate for the 1980 World Champion Phillies. And then his boys, Brett and Aaron, making their marks in the big leagues. And Aaron, now the manager with the New York Yankees in his 4th year. And let's send it down. Standing by with Aaron Boone is Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Aaron, your family is an example of how baseball links the generations. Being here tonight, recalling a movie that came out when you were 16 years old, how much does it take you back to your younger years, your family memories, those moments when you fell in love with the game?
A lot. You know, baseball, like many of us and you, it's been an enormous part of my life. And I got to tell you, just walking out on this field was emotional. What they've created here, and to see the impact it had on players, people in the stands, maybe people in the stands seeing a Major League game for the first time on a perfect night in the middle of Iowa. This is something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
This is the Yankees' 17th game in 17 days. You guys have come through a trying period, and yet you are right there. How much extra energy are your players drawing just from being part of this event?
Well, the good thing is our purpose each and every day has been excellent, especially over the last month where we really turned it around. I definitely think there's something to come into this in the middle of the season, in the middle of the dog days. We're playing for a lot right now, so we probably don't need much help in that department, but there's no question you throw a venue like this in the middle of the summer, and I'm sure guys are geeked.
Aaron, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, thank you. As Aaron said, it's an absolutely perfect night here in Dyersville. 82 degrees. The humidity is dropping as we go. Wind 6 miles per hour. Forecast is sunny. The big part is no rain. There's been rain here during little stretches over the previous 4 days. Yesterday, tornado warning. And they had what we call in the Midwest an old-fashioned gully washer. It really poured here yesterday, but tonight we're supposed to get through uninterrupted. And John Smoltz, for a guy who's made his name in this great game, talking about you and that guy, Lance Lynn. What does this night signify in your career?
Yeah, this is going to be the coolest regular season game I've ever done. And I think Aaron Boone said it right. I mean, the players have an all-deviated kind of journey to get here, right? It's not your prototypical series, but I guarantee you every one of them will remember every single thing that went on this night. And you won't remember a lot of individual regular season games unless you did something miraculous. So I think this is as cool as it gets, and I hope, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, but I guarantee you everybody here in this park will remember this night.
Well, that guy will, Lance Lynn, who has been sensational in his first year with the White Sox. They've extended his deal, and why not? Leading Major League Baseball with an ERA just over 2. He's been unreal. And this White Sox team, and we'll get into it tonight, they're dominating their division. They're getting healthy as they go. They're getting dynamic outfielders back. Finally have the outfield that they projected back together this past week for the first time all season. To me, with what they're doing on the mound, starting pitching, and what they can bring at you at the back end of the bullpen, this is the team to beat in the American League. In tight games in October, they can slam the door with that bullpen.
Yeah, exactly. And they've taken advantage of a division that wasn't as strong, and they've run through it so far. And I think everything you said about what they've done, they got a swagger about them before they started. They're a younger team, and they've grown in confidence. They're healthy now. And the man on the mound is a perfect man on the mound for a night like this. I mean, you could think he could just walk right out of the cornfields and throw nothing but fastballs.
We'll give you the defense behind Lance Lynn. And in the outfield, it's Jimenez in left. It's Robert in center and Engel in right. Moncada at third. Anderson, a dynamic player, at short. Cesar Hernandez picked up just before the trade deadline from Cleveland. He's at second base. Jose Abreu, just an RBI machine, is over at first. Sebi Zavala is doing the catching while they wait for Yasmani Grandal to get healthy with that tear in his knee. And Lance Lynn in the middle of all that. It's not exact, but the dimensions of this ballpark are loosely based on that of old Comiskey Park, even with the bullpens out beyond the center field wall. Beyond the wall in front of the corn.
And the ball was jumping in BP, so we'll see what both these powerful clubs can do. If the ball's in the air, we may have a lot in the corn.
Well, for the Chicago White Sox, they started the day with a 10.5 game lead. The Yankees right now are on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So these games, as Kenny Rosenthal said to Aaron Boone, 17 and 17 straight days for the Yankees. Every game is big, no matter if it's played in Iowa, the Bronx, or wherever. And these two teams will resume this series after an off day this weekend on the south side of Chicago. Then deals low, and we're underway in Dyersville.
You can see a lot of fastballs. I mean, the most fastballs any pitcher in the league will throw, and he varies his cutter and sinker and four-seam fastball. And he has owned DJ LeMahieu. You can't say that about too many people. 1 for 17 against Lance Lynn.
That is right down the chute, according to Iowa native and home plate umpire Pat Hoberg. 1 ball, 1 strike. LeMahieu waits, takes low, 2-1.
Now LeMahieu, it's not fair because last year he hit about almost 370 in a shortened season. This year hitting 270, and you just feel like for the Yankees, if they're going to really get going and start slugging, it's going to start with this guy.
2-1 pitch is chopped foul, 2-2. Laz Diaz is the umpire at first, with Mike Estabrook at second and Jeff Nelson over at third. Nelson, the crew chief here tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. LeMahieu fouls it out of play right side.
These fans came about 4 hours early.
I think they're kind of worn out.
Yeah, not an easy place to get to, but once you get to it, boy, there's a lot to take in.
Yes.
And they have enjoyed every second it, as has we.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and now low, a full count as LeMahieu's making Lynn work. Again, Gardner and Judge will follow, then Gallo. For the Yankees, who come in 12 games over 500. Three-two pitch is chopped foul.
I mean, seriously, Lance Lynn could have played in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
He's got the look. That's the kind of stuff. It's just like, here, hit it.
Yeah. And he, since coming over, as you mentioned, since coming over to the White Sox, he's been the leader. And they followed him to a T as they lead baseball in the American League just about in every category from the pitching side. And you would expect that from a Tony La Russa-led ball club.
Another 3-2 pitch is grounded up the middle. Out of the reach of Anderson and into center. Good at bat by LeMahieu, and he's on to start the night for the Yankees. And with that, and with more on the umpires, let's send it down to Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Joe. You know, for some people, this is literally a field of dreams, as it was for the late umpire Eric Cooper from Iowa. When he first heard about this game being planned, he wanted an umpire from Iowa behind the plate. Eric passed away in 2019 at the age of 52, but his dream is being completed tonight by Pat Hoberg, also from Iowa. Now, Pat had not been here before tonight. 90 minutes before the first pitch, he was at the movie site field playing catch, yes, with his father and his brother. It's a dream now completed for Eric Cooper, wearing the initials EC. The umpires are tonight.
Tom, thanks. Leadoff base hit by LeMahieu, and Gardner steps out. I almost feel like the crowd doesn't know whether to make noise or not.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in church right now.
Well, they're going to make noise if the White Sox get some runs, but this should be a great classic matchup of power pitching against power hitting. Now, there's some strikeouts in the Yankees lineup. Everybody knows who follows the Yankees know that they can swing and miss. And the Chicago White Sox lead baseball for pitchers in strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yankee fans getting into it. First pitch, a ball. Now a chopper foul right side. A ball and a strike.
Because all the injuries and everything that's gone on, you can't even imagine what the matrix must look like for Aaron Boone. But, you know, Brett Gardner has been here now forever, it seems like. And he's been kind of thrown into the mix because of all the injuries and the ability to not have the outfield healthy. They've really struggled, the Yankees, from the center field's position. Something you wouldn't expect.
They miss Aaron Hicks, who's been out with injury, undergone surgery. They will get him back next season as the count goes to 2-1 on the longest tenured Yankee, Brett Gardner. And a tie back to their championship in 2009. 2-1 pitch is chopped foul again. 2-2.
I can see the effort by Lance Lynn is to keep the ball down. Brett Gardner, you would think, would be a really good low ball hitter, not a tall guy, but he has struggled on the low pitch. He's looking for that middle belt in pitch that he can pull, where his power is to the pull side. And Lance Lynn is really trying to concentrate on keeping the ball down with some sinkers and cutters.
2 strikes. They play Gardner to pull on the infield, give him third base. That's off his front foot. Foul ball. Still 2-2. Just to put a number to what the Yankee center fielders have hit this year, all 10 of them, 197 combined average, and that got him up around the right shin.
Yeah, that's just not something that, you know, when you think about their stadium and the offense that they can put out, that's going to have to change. And maybe Joey Gallo from time to time will play center. And they made some moves to help that offense. They just got to get them healthy and all in the lineup for the first time.
2-2 is in for strike 3, 1 away.
Well, this is a cutter that looks high out of the hands to Brett Gardner, and he's going to probably go back and look and think that it was high, but he got a belt high strike. 3 call to Lance Lynn's favor.
So the high strike for out number 1, and now a guy who can knock over some stalks of corn out beyond the wall. Aaron Judge digs in with his 23 home runs and 54 RBIs.
I actually saw the corn stalks move out of his way when he was walking.
They're quivering. Check on the runner at first. That's LeMahieu, who, in case you're wondering, has stolen 4 and not been caught this season.
Judge has had some good success against Lynn, primarily because of those fastballs. The breaking ball away has always been the pitch that everyone tries to get Judge to chase at his height. And if they get the low strike call against him, then he virtually is in big trouble. But if he can stay off that low pitch, then the pitcher's in trouble.
Runner at first, 1 out. Judge chops it to third, foul. Well, we talked about Miguel Cairo, the acting manager for the White Sox. Tony La Russa is away from the team. His brother-in-law passed away, so he has handed the reins to Miguel Cairo. Talked to Miguel before the game. The two talked yesterday, went over the game plan, talked about the lineup, talked about the pitching situation, but Tony basically said, Miguel, it's on you. This is your game. And Miguel will lean on the coaches around him, and guy who's been in this game a long time. The White Sox are in good hands with Cairo. A 1 pitch from Lynn is hit off the end of the bat, strike 2.
You know, when we got here, at least, I'm struck by the beauty, right? I mean, most Major League fields are going to be in prime condition, but this is as picturesque of a stadium you're ever going to see, from the grass to the aesthetics behind it, and certainly the crowd eventually will get into the whole idea of these two teams playing and in Iowa. Just fantastic job by everybody.
0-2 pitch is down and away. Had a chance to walk this field last night with Kevin Costner and his son Joe and his friends and a lot of people from Fox. We're walking out beyond the mound, and Kevin was saying, is this grass real?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that thick, it's that good that it almost feels artificial.
Yeah, it's certainly the players.
How about that? A strikeout on high heat at 94, and back-to-back strikeouts. 2 out here in the first inning for New York.
Well, that's what Lance Lynn does, and really that's what the rotation from the White Sox do. And you're going against one of the highest strikeout teams in the Yankees, so it is strength against strength. And so far, Lance Lynn has had 2.
No, baby. No, baby.
Tim Anderson wearing a microphone for us tonight. One of the most dynamic players in the game, and he'll lead it off for the White Sox in the bottom of this first inning as that hits the outside corner to Joey Gallo. Gallo waiting for it to really click in for him with his new club. 7 years with Texas. There's the season overall. But in 13 games with the Yankees, hitting just 149, takes a ball.
Yeah, there's tremendous power, as we know, the rawest power probably from any left-hander, but a lot of swings and misses, and I believe just about half of his at-bats with the Yankees have been strikeouts. So when they got Gallo, it wasn't until the Rizzo trade that makes their lineup that much more deadly.
Rizzo came second. He's on the COVID list and immediately made a huge impact. Fan favorite in Chicago with the Cubs, and an instant fan favorite with Yankee fans. 3 home runs and RBIs in his first 6 games. 2 balls and a strike, and now that's down and in. So 3-1 from Lance Lynn.
Well, it's changed with the Gallo trade. They got more athletic. They didn't change their dynamics of the strikeouts that we talked about, and they improved their defense. So if Joey Gallo can get locked in just a quarter more than he has, you know, you're going to start seeing this Yankee team start putting up 7, 8, 9 runs, which you're used to seeing. They just haven't been able to do it lately.
That's a strike that pops in there at 95. Full count now. Home plate umpire talked about Pat Hoberg is giving the high strike. Next pitch is hit high in the air to center. Drifting back near the wall and making the catch is Robert to end the inning. Gallo gave it a ride, just got under it, and after a half in Dyersville, no score. 30. A great town, and so many people here, so friendly and excited to have Major League Baseball in their corn. Proud Iowans who have enjoyed this, the idea of it. It's been baking here for well over a year, and now here we are. Bottom of the first inning, White Sox coming to bat, and no score after a half. Left-hander is Andrew Heaney, 30-year-old lefty, 6'2", 200 pounds from Oklahoma City, and there are the numbers overall with the Angels and the Yankees.
Well, you got to be careful first pitch. A lot of fastballs up out of Heaney, but first pitch swinging out of Mr. Hitman, Tim Anderson.
He likes to go after the first pitch. One hop. Tyler Wade spins, throws, got him. Anderson, who has 31 first pitch hits, third most in baseball, true to form there, and Tyler Wade made a nice play to his left. Early trouble for Heaney in his 2 starts so far with the Yankees, a guy who's been through Tommy John surgery and was the number 9 overall pick by the Marlins back in 2012. Came up with Miami, went to the Angels, and now he's with New York, and that slides in at the knees to Cesar Hernandez, strike 1. And that's strike 2.
Well, the White Sox made a sneaky move by picking up Hernandez, and he's had a great year in the power numbers, 20 home runs.
Switch hitter, that's a career high, the 20 home runs, and he has gotten hot at the right time, wearing a new uniform as that skips in from Heaney, ball 1.
Yeah, you know, you think about all the teams that went out and made moves. There's some teams that made some power moves, and I think the White Sox are under the radar from single-handedly making a couple great ones, and one being Craig Kimbrell.
1-2 pitch is fouled away. Well, they have 2 all-star closers now, and they have others. Ryan Tepera, who was so good for the Chicago Cubs this season. Kopech, who can light up a radar gun. Garrett Crochet, really good left-hander. Oh, a nice change of pace from Heaney, and that's out number 2. Good pitch.
Well, Heaney struggled a little bit with the Angels, comes over to the Yankees because they need arms, and he's made some mechanical adjustments. And anytime you come to a new team, you get a new set of eyes to kind of give you a perspective that could and might help you turn around. And that's what the Yankees are hoping. Again, they got to get some of their starters healthy, and they're going to be dangerous if they get into the postseason picture.
With 2 out, a strike, another high strike, this time to Jose Abreu. Abreu has put together a really, really strong big league career. Came to the White Sox in 2014, and he's been an RBI machine as he's out in front of that pitch. Good action here from Heaney early as they've tweaked his delivery in the count 0-2.
Yeah, pitches down give Abreu the most struggles. Anything above the knees and to the belt. I'm telling you, the scoreboard's in reach tonight from somebody.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is shot into left field. Back at the wall. It is gone. And the first home run in MLB history in Iowa belongs to Jose Abreu. A laser over the wall and left, and the White Sox lead 1-0 here in the first.
Strong man, always an RBI machine the last 3-4 years. And if you see the replay on this one, the breaking ball stayed up, and that's where he likes it. I watched him hit BP, and it was a show on where he was hitting some of those baseballs, and there's going to be a mad dash in the cornfield to try and figure out where that ball went. So he's got it.
And that's phenomenal. I don't know if we'll have a chance to show it. Here's Jimenez, who fouls it away off to the right, strike 1. That ball went over the wall and then went up one of those rows of corn beyond the wall and left, and then it was a mad dash to find that souvenir in the corn, and they found it. 0-1 pitch. Chased it, strike 2.
Well, the White Sox are coming off a shutout by the Twins, 1-0, so right away they got on the board. They can score in bunches, and certainly as the year has gone on, they have a much better run differential than most of the clubs in baseball.
Here's the next to Jimenez, and a comebacker to Heaney. Was cruising until Jose Abreu got him. So in a regular season game, baseball over the wall into the corn here in Iowa, and the White Sox lead 1-0. By Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Construction of this ballpark has been ongoing since November of 2019. The game was postponed last year due to COVID. It required moving 30,000 cubic yards of dirt to level the surface and then covering it with 4,000 tons of sand and 2,000 tons of gravel. New corn hand planted on about 150 acres beyond the outfield fences down the foul lines. And it seats just under 8,000 as the first pitch is poured in for a strike to Giancarlo Stanton, the DH. Stanton, like the Yankees, an up and down year. 17 homers, 54 RBIs, and in the hole here 0-2.
Yeah, the hitters are going to have to get ready to swing. That is a nice strike zone for a guy who can command a baseball. Lance Lynn throwing it where he wants to right now.
0-2 pitch. Out of play. Lynn is the poster boy for what A.J. Pierzynski says the best pitch in baseball is a well-placed strike.
Yeah. And he's a throwback to, you know, he doesn't look like all the other pitchers.
0-2 pitch is inside.
Which could be a big part of why he's staying pretty healthy, too. And out there for the White Sox making all his starts.
One-two pitch is outside. Lynn was a first-round pick by the Cardinals in 08. Came up in 2011, went 2-0 that postseason for Tony La Russa in his last year with the Cardinals when they won it all. Won 18 games in 2012, 15 and 15 the next 2 years. 2-2 pitch is high, and it's gone from an 0-2 count to a full count. Was with the Twins, then the Yankees in 2018. Rangers the last couple of years, and now with the White Sox, and they want to keep him around. Three-two pitch is called strike three. And if they didn't know before that pitch, the word will be out in the dugouts that the home plate umpire, Pat Hoberg's, giving the high strike, and that might have been high and outside.
Yeah, that's why right now every hitter's got to be aggressive, especially against the mid-thigh to belt-high fastball. And here's a guy right here that there's no fastball he doesn't like. He's been injured, out of rhythm. Yankees want to get his bat going.
Full dare and a foul tip for strike one. 3 times on the injured list for the guy Luke Voit, who led baseball in home runs in the 60-game calendar last year. Had knee surgery in the offseason. He's dealt with issues from that, strained oblique. And then while he was out, the Yankees went out and traded for Anthony Rizzo. Now Rizzo on the COVID list, and Voit back in the lineup and waits for the 0-1. He went around. That's strike two.
Struggles with the pitch down. Wants to lift the ball. A lot of fly balls and home runs. So flyouts and homers and strikeouts.
Another strikeout on the list. That's 4 in the game already for Lance Lynn. 2 down here in the second. The Fox Bet Super 6 app is giving you a chance to win $10,000 of Big Papi's money during the Fox Bet Super 6 Field of Dreams contest. Scan the QR code now to download the app and pick the answers to 6 outcomes about tonight's Yankees-White Sox matchup for your shot to win. It's free to play. Don't miss out and play now while there's still time left. A leadoff base hit by DJ LeMahieu in the first, and since then, 5 in a row retired, 4 by strikeouts by Lynn. And here's Odor, who takes strike 1. Former Texas Ranger now having to play a lot of third base for the first time in his big league career. That's strike 2.
And he's struggled against right-handers, which you wouldn't think this guy would do, is struggle against right-handed pitchers in the last couple of years, hitting under 200. And, you know, he's trying to pull it, he's trying to hit it hard, and he's trying to uncoil from that batting stance. And sometimes maybe the opposite arm, the left-hander, he stays in there a little bit more and doesn't pull off the ball as much as he's doing against right-handers.
He's hit 13 home runs this season. 0-2 pitch is popped on the infield. Shallow left. Moncada is called off by Jimenez. And the top of the second in the books. White Sox coming up, leading by 1.
It could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
A beautiful speech delivered by James Earl Jones, playing the role of Terrence Mann in 1989's Field of Dreams. And we want to thank James Earl Jones for voicing over all of our stuff that we asked him to do. That iconic voice, and we thank him. From Fox Sports, as Heaney, who was bitten by the home run ball again, deals outside to Moncada. It's already 22 home runs allowed by Heaney. The home run he allowed to Abreu in the first inning. Well, that's 16 with the Angels and 6 now already with the Yankees, just making his 3rd start.
Well, you miss location, trying to go up. He likes to go up with 2 strikes a lot with that fastball and the arm angle he throws, and then he'll throw that changeup and slider.
Ball. Heaney allowed 4 home runs in 4 innings pitched in his Yankee debut in a loss to Baltimore, and then 4 runs over the first 2 innings his last time out, but settled down and got the win over Seattle. That's a strike, and it's 2-2. Moncada waits, and now out in front of that pitch, strikes out. Second strikeout for Heaney. First out here in the second. More facts about the movie. Original movie title was Shoeless Joe. It was based on the Kinsella 1982 novel, nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. That Best Original Score, which we heard during our pregame. Matt and Ben were extras in the Fenway Park scene. And 3,000 Iowa residents, 1,500 cars took part in that final scene. At the end of the movie, when you see lights coming in tonight after this game, we're going to see lights like that going out. First pitch, a ball to Vaughn, and the rookie takes a high strike here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's the strong young man right here. He's got promise, and a lot of people thought, you know, possible rookie of the year, but got a lot of power from the right side.
And he's shown the ability to play anywhere really defensively. First baseman by trade, but they've had him in the outfield. He's DHing tonight. He's played second. He's played third. Well, La Russa likes movable parts. What manager doesn't? 1-2 pitch. Slashed at and fouled into the corn off to the right. I mean, to me, and I'm biased because I'll just admit right now, I love Tony La Russa, but I don't see anybody that's done a better job considering all the injuries and guiding this team, especially after all the conversation early on in the year that he wouldn't be able to relate to the younger generation. Now it's an analytics-driven business, and the ability to combine both the analytics and that gut feel, he's ridden that to a 10.5 game lead in the division. Good pitch by Heaney, and out number 2 here in the second.
Well, he's done that, Joe, by setting the standard early in spring training, as we talked to Miguel Cairo about the energy of the club. Of course, that energy comes from Tim Anderson. He's full of it, and he stirs that team along with Jose Abreu. But they emphasized what they were trying to do throughout the year and what their importance on how to win games. And the whole emphasis was, we're going to win games, and we're going to win games this way.
With 2 out, here's Robert. He gets under one and skies it into left on the first pitch. And Heaney has a 1-2-3 second. Third inning rolls in 1-0. White Sox on top. Back after this. Powered by T-Mobile's 5G network. Play Ball is baseball and softball's initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play the game for all. Find a league near you. Go to playball.org and follow @playball on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Third inning, Yankees with their bottom 2 in the lineup. Higashioka and Tyler Wade trailing by a run. Regular catcher Gary Sanchez on the COVID list, so Higashioka has had a lot of playing time. Hitting 185, terrific defensive catcher. 1-0 from Lynn. Outside. 2-0.
Struggles against breaking balls so far, as Kyle. I mean, fastballs is going to be what he's looking to drive, especially sinkers, opposed to 4-seam fastballs, and struggles with breaking balls.
Two-0 pitch is in for a strike.
Just simple mechanics. He's in front of the mound, almost looks like he's pitching out of the stretch, and has a little 2-step approach, and then gets behind the baseball with his body. He's not racing to home plate. Just a nice, easy delivery.
2-2.
And a guy like that who can manipulate the baseball with 3 different versions of a fastball, that's why you have a high percentage of fastballs that are kind of quantified: cutter, sinker, and 4-seam fastball.
Lynn has retired 6 straight. Higashioka waiting for a 2-2 pitch. And gets a piece. You know, whether you're playing baseball in 2021 or 1921, when you look down, I mean, the game is not that different.
No.
The dimensions haven't changed. Uniforms really haven't changed that much. That timeless nature of the game that was highlighted in the movie Field of Dreams, and we hope to visit with Kevin Costner as this game goes on. Pop up on the infield. Moncada jogs in, makes the play, 1 away. Number 9 man Tyler Wade walks in. Why don't you tell the fine folks tuning in here on Fox what happened when you threw batting practice to the Little Leaguers?
Yeah, so I threw some batting practice first to Kevin Millar, so I was in the other field trying to see if, you know, we can get him to. We're old, you know, we're in our 50s. Couldn't quite get it to the corn, and then Jimmy, I believe his name, with
Jimmy Downs.
He got they threw him in there, and I threw him a couple, and you know, I'm halfway between the mound and home plate trying to put it right in there, and he sent it to the corn. So they told him, you know, run the bases, flip the bat, do his thing. He got the throw of a lifetime.
From Amateur City Elite, and they're in attendance. The guys that got a chance to play on the other field yesterday. I thought it was wrong that you drilled the next kid.
It's habit. I didn't mean to. No.
It's 14 and under team, and he took a Hall of Famer out of the park and into the corn.
He did.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Wade takes way outside. 2-1. Guy Fieri has come up with a hot dog wrapped in an apple pie crust. I've never seen you smile in our time together like you did when that thing arrived.
That's right. I had one mission.
Booth. That's a strike in the count, 2-2.
One mission from my son-in-law Joel to see what this product was going to be unveiled and what I thought of it. So I don't mind trying anything. I ate it. I sent him a video, and I'm all in.
You like it?
I'm all in. It's going to grow.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. Wade takes just outside a full count. Wade a career high in games played with 70, career high 10 stolen bases, hitting .262, and we'll see another pitch. Had a couple of doubles, couple of steals, scored a run in the 5-2 win in Kansas City last night, and therefore a series win for the Yankees. They've won 9 of their last 10 series. 3-2 again, and that's down the left field line. Will it stay in play? The answer is yes. And out number 2 as Jimenez hauls it in. Back to the top, and LeMahieu.
So you know we got footage of everything. So here's the young man taking me deep, waiting for it to get to the corn, and once it does, they told him, take your walk, young man. He did.
That's Jimmy Downs.
Don't know if he knew me before, but he knows me now. He's telling the story, saying I got nothing. How did this guy pitch in the big leagues?
It's a Hall of Famer. Just lobbing it in. 2 out, nobody on. LeMahieu, who is the only base runner so far for the Yankees, singled his first time up, takes a ball.
Yeah, as we mentioned, he had really no numbers against Lance Lynn coming in, and this is one of the best hitters in the game. Right-handed hitter who can pepper the right field, anywhere in right field, like he's a left-handed pull hitter.
2-0. Another piece of the painting is flying by over left field right now. A hot air balloon.
You ever been in one of those?
I have, yes.
Really?
I have. I was scared to death.
That's one thing.
I was in Tanzania and going over some lions. I thought this was it.
Well, at that point, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're up there, just got to go with it.
Yeah.
What a sight. 3-0 the count on LeMahieu as Lynn brings it, and it's inside now. Lynn wanted the call, didn't get it, and the first walk handed out by the big right-hander keeps the top of the 3rd inning alive.
Well, the problem when you establish certain strike zones early, pitcher gets really comfortable with what that is, and then when it changes or you don't get a call, you're like, hey, I got that one earlier. That's a strike.
You sound like you speak about that from experience.
Very, very much so. Had to learn early on how to subdue my dismay when my view was a different view.
Speaking of views, look at that. That is a drone circling a hot air balloon over corn next to a big league game in Iowa.
The drone to that balloon looks like a fly to us flying around in the booth.
What has happened? Where are we? Gardner waits now and chops it foul, strike 1. Got a camera on a pulley right in front of our face.
This is some cool stuff, man. I'm telling you, we've had a chance to call some great games, but this will go in the memory books for everyone who's attended, and hopefully on TV you get to see how beautiful it looks and awesome.
I hope it translates, and I'm sure if you're not here and you're watching, you're like, all right, guy, we got it. You're in corn. You're in Iowa, but it's just stunning to look out there and see what they've done.
Yeah, they did a great job. I mean, you know, the scoreboard, the little building that housed the pre and post, and the wooden scoreboard right there that manually putting up the score.
0-2 on Gardner. Hitters backdrop behind Lance Lynn in this case is like an old barn. The clock doesn't work in right center field. They just have somebody back there clicking it forward. One click every minute. There's no electricity out there whatsoever. Nothing in 2 the count. A 2-out walk, and now Gardner takes a ball. Zavala looks into the dugout, gets his sign, and now puts the sign down for Lynn. 1-2 pitch is ripped into right. Base hit. That will send LeMahieu to second. That's it. It's 2 on, 2 out. A walk, a single with Aaron Judge coming up.
Gardner finally got one on the inner half of the plate. This is the kinds that he can sometimes get in the air for his power stroke. But a much needed hit here with 2 outs. LeMahieu gets out of the way, and then big Aaron Judge steps up looking to do damage here.
Well, the White Sox have a home run. That was Jose Abreu in the first inning on an 0-2 pitch with 2 out. And Lance Lynn said prior to this game, I don't want to be the first pitcher to give up a big league home run in Iowa. He's safe. Won't be on that list, but right now trying to protect a 1-0 third inning lead. Judge struck out his first time and takes strike 1. Fouled away, strike 2.
That's the pitch. A little bit out over the plate. He fouled it out. But if that pitch creeps back over the middle of the plate, that ball's in the corn, guaranteed. He wants the ball up. He's really going to struggle away and down. And you look at those special kicks he's got going for the Field of Dreams.
Mickey Mantle's autograph on there, Yogi. Lynn's gotten ahead of Aaron Judge twice now. 0-2 the count. Upstairs, ball 1.
I don't think this would be a slider right here.
One-two pitch. That is smoked into right and into the corn. Aaron Judge puts the Yankees on top with a 3-run shot here in the 3rd.
Well, he's going to wish he threw him a slider. Try to sneak another piece of cheese back past Aaron Judge, and he's another guy that can make a ball look like he's a left-handed hitter to right field. All of this with 2 outs.
A walk, a single, and a blast into right by number 99. now Gallo takes strike one.
And the reason I thought a slider was coming there, he started getting some good swings on the fastball. And because he's so strong, he just let the power and the location of the pitch direct where he was going.
Strike two on Gallo. Maybe it's the shoes. Got to be the shoes. And then all that power the opposite way.
Ball up.
Gallo strikes out and the inning is over, but 2 out damage by the Yankees. A walk, a single, a Judge blast into right. And the Yankees lead 3-1 after 2.5 in Iowa.
Sure is quieter than the south side of Chicago.
It's certainly not the Bronx.
Is this heaven?
No, it's Iowa.
And the man that delivered that line is going to join us next half inning. As we move into the bottom of the third, we've seen 2 home runs. Jose Abreu, and then moments ago, Aaron Judge with a shot the opposite way to right. And Adam Engel is first up for the White Sox here in the third. Find themselves down by a couple in a blink. And the count 2-0 from Heaney. Here's an X from the Yankee left-hander. 2-1.
I always wondered when you go to a neutral place, he's hit better on the road than he has at home. This is considered a home game, but it's on the road.
Right. You really think of some weird stuff. 2 balls and a strike, and now 3-1. It's your idle mind that worries me.
Yeah,
it's
well,
why
it should.
You were just
it should
in the bullpen, like thinking up stuff. And now you do it as you're sitting next to me on national TV. 3-1 pitch is outside. So after the 3-run home run, Heaney comes back and walks the leadoff man. And now a quick word from Google.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
Well, that is a pitcher's no-no. Your team gets you 3 runs. You don't even care if you give up a solo home run. You can't walk the next guy. Usually when you walk a guy after these situations take place, you're letting the other team back in it. They feel like it's a rally.
Sebi Zavala, the catcher, takes a high strike. He's been catching those, so he should know that the high strike for the most part has been there for the pitchers. And you can hear him yelling at the home plate umpire down there. Strike 1 on Zavala.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a in-between strike zone, to say the least, where guys are confused.
There's another. So at the top part of the zone, now at the bottom part of the count 0-2.
Yeah, and when you're the catcher of your opposing, when you're the catcher hitting, if these pitches are going to be called against you at the plate, you want those pitches for your pitcher the next time he's on the mound, and you're going to remind the umpire of that.
A swing and a miss and a strike for out number 1. Well, I am told that we're joined by Garrett Cole. Garrett, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Where are you? Let me see where you are.
Down at the end of the dugout.
Oh, hey, Garrett.
There you are.
How are we feeling these days?
Better. First few days were rough, like a lot of people I think experience, but on the mend.
Yeah, so you had it. I mean, we've heard about asymptomatic times for people with COVID and not really feeling anything, but you dealt with real sickness.
Yeah, it was like a bad flu for sure.
1 on, 1 out, and the first pitch is into Anderson. And I ask you that because you, after we talked to Aaron Boone, are probably going to slide right back into the rotation at the beginning of next week. At least that's the hope right now.
Yeah, that's the hope. Still have I think, we got to check some boxes and make sure everything's good to go. But that's the plan, and hopefully we can execute it. I'm feeling good. Jordan and I got to play a little catch at my house, and man, I just feel like we got a lot of energy coming to this place today. I was glad we could make it.
Yeah, that's the obvious with regard to what the team feels like coming in here, as the next one is coming from Heaney with an 0-1 count. Fouled away by Anderson. I talked to Aaron Boone while you guys were on the bus on your way in here. I said, Aaron, you're not going to believe it. When you pull in, what's it like from the players level when you guys came in? Young, old, veteran, rookie. What are the results as you take the temperature of guys down there?
I think it's been very well received. Obviously the set over there out deep right field was pretty special to visit, and walking through the cornfields. It's obviously a really beautiful night, and so far it's been a great game. We're kind of down on like our technology right now, so we're playing like a really pure game in the middle of Iowa with in the middle of a cornfield. It's kind of surreal, to be honest.
Here's a shot down the left field line by Anderson. Lead runner Engel's going to dig for third, and now they bring him around as McEwing waves him home, and it's an RBI double to make it a one-run game. Tim Anderson delivers with a shot down the left field line. And Engel, who drew that leadoff walk, comes around to score.
He's really good down and in and down in the zone. And this breaking ball gets him right at the barrel of the bat, right where he likes it, hooks it around and gets it in the corner. And Tim Anderson, hit machine, puts another one out there.
Engel scored without a play. McEwing waving him home, and now it's a 3-2 ball game here in the third inning.
And into the meat of this lineup for the White Sox for Heaney. One out.
And that's on the inside corner. What's it like to watch this from the dugout? How much would you love to be out there pitching in this kind of a setting?
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Andrew's probably feeling pretty excited for it, and Lance too. I got to catch him earlier as we were on the tarmac, and he seemed like he was in a good mood. So I think it's been a nice day so far for everybody, and just a really special kind of environment. It's got a cool vibe. I hope they do it again.
Yeah, well, the commissioner before this game started committed to another game coming here to Dyersville, Iowa. So this is not a one and done for Major League Baseball, which is good news for anybody that's here, and good news for whoever can make it next year as that one floats outside. I'll leave you with this. What's it been like with this team? I mean, you guys have been hit with a lot. Injuries, the COVID list, but yet here you are, and you're playing your best baseball, and all of these walking wounded, so to speak, are on their way back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have our own variant named after us, the Yankees variant at this point. We've sustained some other injuries, but fortunately they've been guys have been able to manage them and come back from them strong. And we've had a really good next man up mentality coming down the stretch here. I thought it really kind of started just a little bit before the break. We started to get just some traction with our play and our approach and how consistent we wanted to be, and the results have shown up as of late. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get back because we're playing well, and that's what we've been fighting for this whole summer, this opportunity to get to the playoffs here in the stretch run. So we're looking forward to it.
Garrett, that was a big strikeout there for Andrew Heaney, and we'll leave you alone, let you watch the rest of this one. But as always, thank you for coming on with us, and enjoy the rest of your night here in Iowa.
Yep, you too, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Good to hear from Garrett Cole, and good to hear that he's feeling better and hopes to pitch next week for the Yankees. With 2 out and now a runner at second base, the batter is Abreu. Jose homered on an 0-2 pitch his first time up. Line drive that got over the wall and left. Takes down an in-ball one. A couple pitches there as Heaney delivers. He's pulling a couple of the secondary pitches across the plate, which is a bad recipe against a big, strong hitter like Abreu. He's got to stay away and keep the ball down. He got him to swing over the top on a real good breaking ball, but then hung one for that home run that he hit earlier.
Anderson at second, 2 out, 1-0 pitch, and he chased it. Ball and a strike. Reigning AL MVP. First for the White Sox since the Big Hurt won it in the mid-90s, back-to-back 93, 94. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at second, 2 out. A 1-1. Yankees lead is 1, 3-2. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. 3-1.
Better job staying on that pitch right there. With a base open and the slugger, who, one of their best RBI guys, you got to make sure you pitch very carefully.
Jimenez waiting on deck. Dangerous pitch coming from Heaney for Abreu. And it skips in to put 2 on. 2 on, 2 out. And we'll give you Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Eloy Jimenez. And this season, since being activated from the injured list on July 25th, the 12 games, 5 homers, 14 RBIs, and on Sunday and Monday had the back-to-back games with 2 homers, 5 RBIs in each contest.
Yeah, out over the plate, a lot of power again. And you think about this White Sox, what they had to endure and how they survived 2 of their big sluggers gone. Really, this is the first time all of them are playing in the same game and the start of the season. So a lot of power that's come back, and if they find their rhythm, it'll be tough to beat.
Injured in spring training with that torn pec, and while we have a chance, we'll give you a StatCast sponsored by Google Cloud. And I would say he's healthy, and I would say he is extremely strong.
He's very strong. I watched BP too, just getting a sense of, they were flicking him into the cornfields, and I think it was Jimenez who came close to that scoreboard in batting practice. So definitely likes to get his arms extended.
2 on, 2 out, and here's one down the right field line. At the wall, it is gone. And right on cue, Jimenez goes the opposite way. A 3-run shot, and the White Sox are back on top. The hottest hitter in the major leagues right now has just made it 5-3 Chicago.
Well, he likes to get extended, and they were trying to go in with a fastball and didn't get it in. And this is what you can do when you're strong. And this is what happens when you miss your pitch location. It all started in this inning with a walk. I'm telling you, the walk is never a good thing after your team scores 3. And what happens? The White Sox come right back and take the lead.
2 big right-handed sluggers trade opposite field home runs, 3-run shots here in the 3rd inning, and the White Sox back out in front. Ball 1 is down to Moncada. And this crowd's got a buzz to it now after that shot into right. 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0. Here it is on 2-0, and a pop-up right side down the line. And after after the long run. Judge is there to end the inning. So Judge, a 3-run shot in the top of the inning, and now Eloy Jimenez, opposite field. 3-run home run. Chicago back up by 2 after 3 here in Iowa.
Joe Jackson.
And as we welcome you back to Dyersville, Iowa, 4th inning rolls around, 5-3 ball game, and the White Sox are back on top, leading by a couple. And Giancarlo Stanton first up, and he fouls it back off the fists for strike 1. And pleased to be joined by the man who just delivered that line, Kevin Costner. Did you ever think 30 years ago that we'd be sitting here watching the Yankees and the White Sox playing a real big league game?
Not really, but it feels just perfect given what that movie was about and the fact that people grabbed on the movie and refused to let go of it.
What do you think it is about that movie? I mean, I can point to that last scene with you and your father playing catch, but there's more to it than that. Kind of the timeless essence of this game, I think, is
I mean, they
prominent.
they played with the joy of things. I mean, the 60s, the little fun with that, and it was a light, fair movie in a sense. But I think what happens is, and we all enjoyed hearing Duke Snider's name, and that's Gil Hodges, and we liked that. But somewhere halfway through the movie, we started to understand that it was maybe about things that Goen said between fathers and sons. And so while it was had this athletic bent, it's like, my God, is that maybe about something about my life? And when men get to the end and just weep, a lot of it's a non-athletic. There's a loss. Here's
a broken bat. 2 hopper to Anderson, 1 away.
There's that idea that you want to be right so much you're wrong, and there's mistime. And I think there was people that I saw people, you know, not the cry thing, but that heave thing where they couldn't get enough air and wouldn't even come back out to the party.
Yeah, there's so many things to ask you about this. And as I think of that last scene, as you're playing catch with your father who's walked out of the corn, you know, you think about that connection you have with somebody when you just play catch, whether it's your father, grandfather, your grandma, your mom, your best friend, whatever it is, and nothing needs to be said as Voit flies one into right off the end of the bat and handled by Engel. 2 out. There's just a connection, and you don't even really have to talk.
No, it's like that drive across the country when you're close with somebody. It's just the ball, it's the smell, and you don't have to say a word. You don't have to fill the silence. I felt that yesterday with my son, even though there was a lot of eyes on us. You couldn't call it an intimate moment. But sometimes for us, that was all we had. And when we started throwing it, I felt him throwing it hard, and I started to throw it hard.
And you can still throw. I'm here to tell you, Kevin Costner, who's always been right at the top of the list of actors who athletically can get it done on film, you still have a terrific arm.
Well,
here's one foul off to the right.
It felt good. I don't know. You know, you and I grabbed a minute for ourselves too, and out of that minute, we both ended up saying a couple things to each other that we won't even talk about here, but it was like profound. It was profound. It was really that. I was kind of, took my breath away. Sometimes in that unique moment, something gets said, and you go, wow, interesting.
Did you know what you had when you walked out of here before the movie was released?
No, but I knew that the movie had a chance to be great because it was written well. I mean, I get so much credit for these movies sometimes being the quote unquote, star. I mean, the real star, it was Phil Robinson who adapted this book, a non-athlete who made sense to you guys. James Earl Jones, a literary genius, a non-athlete, makes the best speech in the world that none of you guys could make. Mm-hmm. He did it. Mays isn't going to do it, and Ted Williams isn't going to do it. But when he defined that chalkboard, that it was erased, and you guys, you're a Hall of Famer, you go, what he said, it lives forever. I mean, it's like a Spencer Tracy and Inherit the Wind. something like that. It was like a speech, and James was incredible. But what I really feel is that I do get too much credit. I think about my friend, Chuck Gordon and Larry Gordon, who made these giant movies in Hollywood and decided to come make this little movie for $10 and said, no, and we're here every day. Not like, well, we'll see what happens with that movie. We're gonna ride the big horse somewhere, whatever it is, and our name will be there. No, they were there every day, and we've lost Chuck. But, I think I do think of Phil. Phil's a guy who picked that guy who did the music that puts the hair on all of our neck. That was Phil who picked him. So there was these really good choices. And I think probably something that's very indicative of this place is Major League Baseball. This is a really good choice.
3 balls and 2 strikes and a grounder foul by Odor with 2 out and nobody on. I mean, to me, you walk in here, we just talked to Garrett Cole about it. I don't care who you are. Aaron Boone, who grew up in this game, Garrett Cole, a veteran, a rookie on the roster, anybody on the White Sox. You walk out of the corn and walk onto this field, it's breathtaking.
This isn't a gimmick game. Today's a tradition. This is almost a tradition. Who doesn't want to play here?
Ground ball to the right side and handled as Odor is now 0 for 2, and Lynn a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 4th inning. Kevin will stay with us. 5-3, Chicago on top. Mobile's 5G network. And MLB's Field of Dreams is presented tonight by Geico. We're joined by Kevin Costner. That's the house. I still am amazed that you can do a drone shot that ends up through the window and down the stairs. You didn't really have that available to you when you made that movie, Kevin.
No, we didn't. I mean, we had to talk people into bringing those cars for that last shot. And we had one shot at it, and that made playing catch with Dwyer really hard because I thought we cannot drop this ball. And I don't like playing catch with that idea.
Here is a foul backing out of play off the bat.
It almost takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
If you think, you throw it and yet everything was, and now they would just put that in digitally, the thing. So
the cars lining up on their way in here?
Yeah, so now so many people are kind of a part of that little movie. A lot of things like that.
Now thinking 2 the count. How long were you here?
It feels like we didn't have a lot of money. We had to get it done. So I bet you we were here 2.5 months. Maybe longer. I was because I was in, almost all the scenes.
That's outside the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Vaughn, the rookie, who struck out his first time.
I can only imagine. I know what players look at when they get here and they're in awe, but what was the first time when you saw it, having known, being so intimate?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things. There was a bunch of cameras on me, right? So there a little bit of the authenticity goes away. But guess what? It was so dominant, they disappeared.
Yeah.
And the only word that came to mind was perfect.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and a breaking ball flied into right. Judge is there, 1 away.
I mean, I had a good friend who actually designed this thing. I think I told Joe that. And he didn't tell me for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
What was this moment like as you're about to come out of the corn and walk to the field in front of that crowd?
It became a better moment than I imagined, and you want to kind of live up to whatever the expectation was. But I think at that moment you just let the music take over. It's just like, well, I'll just not worry about this for a while because the music is doing everything.
There's a fly ball into right off the bat of Robert, back into the alley and up against the wall. Robert will cruise into second with a 1-out double. And man, the White Sox have been waiting to see that sweet swing and that power and that speed back after that tear in his hip. And a 1-out double for Luis Robert here in the 4th.
Well, he's just so strong that he gets jammed, but gets the barrel of the bat down to the ball. And if he were to get the head out quicker, that ball would have went towards the scoreboard. But that's how strong he is to stay on the ball to split the gap.
So he's there with 1 out, and Adam Engel will dig in as the White Sox can add to their 2-run lead here in the 4th inning. You've been a part of a couple of moments for Major League Baseball, Kevin. I go back to that all-century team back in '99 at the All-Star game at Fenway Park as it fouls back our way, strike one, and with Ted Williams coming down the right field line and tipping his cap just almost, you know, in a demonstrative way, pushing his cap to the crowd. I mean, that and you were doing the voiceover. That was a night I've never seen.
No, I think so. You know, I introduced 49 of the 50, so I didn't call his name. Someone else did. Did you call it?
I don't think so. I think the PA guy did.
Yeah, I called all 49, and then I think Ted came in, and even Ted, I bet, wasn't prepared for, number one, that feeling, because he's there. And I don't know that he was prepared. The greatest players at that point, at that list, surrounded him. I think that had to take him to another place, because he was a hard bark guy.
Yeah, and for those of you, I mean, it's a great moment if you want to, you know, Google it, but it's Ted Williams comes down in the cart, his son John Henry's driving him, and then just organically the players came around him, and his face just lit up.
No, it's like when players take a whole season.
Here's Zavala flying one into right, back at the wall, it is gone.
Wow, this stadium is working perfectly.
2-run shot into right.
If you're a hitter.
And it's 7-3 White Sox here in the fourth.
I'm starting to get the sense, John, that this ball carries well out to right. Yeah, I watched BP, and if it was a normal BP, I would stop watching it because the ball was jumping, right? And I thought that tonight.
That's funny. I'm going to stop with this show. That's hilarious.
And I knew that if pitchers didn't make their pitches tonight, that there was going to be no part of the park that with these strong hitters, that the way the ball was carrying was going to be able to hold it, and it's showing that tonight.
What do you think of this new John Smoltz look?
I'm going to keep that
going on.
Smart. Looks good.
A 1-out double, a 2-out, 2-run homer by Zavala. Back to the top and Anderson, and he hits one foul off to the.
You got to feel like maybe John got a second job though. Come here and he's moonlight. Right. He's got another gig. That's sharp.
Never know. You never know, right? You see the replay. The judge knows it right away.
And then just swallowed up by the corn. A 1 pitch is in for a strike to Anderson, who didn't like to call nothing in 2. I saw the race for the home run ball in the left on the ball that Abreu hit. I haven't seen the chase for the balls that have been hit out into right, but I'm sure that's going on in that corn somewhere.
Man, it gives out a great Little League quality. Remember, if you chase the ball, you get the gum. That's because you don't have a lot of balls to begin with, and so like and when I wasn't playing, I was getting that ball because you get the candy.
Get it back in.
Get it back in.
In this case, I don't know. Somebody's going to end up, or just decades from now, centuries from now, that ball will be found out in right field.
I think this time, if you bring the ball, you get the apple pie hot dog that they're debuting here.
Mr. Fit, Kevin Costner, did you try the apple pie hot dog?
No, but the words going around about that dish, I thought it didn't sound good. But, man, everybody's saying it's really good.
It is. I was on a mission here. That was my first thing I had to do was try it. So anything dessert related, I'm in.
2 out, nobody on, 1-2 pitch. Anderson just sticks the bat out, and somehow that carries all the way to Judge in right. But another home run. Will you stick around another?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Good, great.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner stays with us. And the White Sox add to their lead. 4-run lead after 4 in Iowa. As Heaney has allowed 3 home runs in this ball game. 1 by Abreu, 1 by Jimenez, and 1 by Zavala. Lance Lynn back to work. And pitch 1 of the 5th inning is down for ball 1. Higashioka at the plate. Tyler Wade will follow. And then LeMahieu. Jam shot foul left side. Strike 1.
The uniqueness of this game speaks for itself. Both these teams will have a day off, travel, and resume the series on Saturday and Sunday in Chicago. So, like I said before, it might be a little bit an interesting journey to get here, and it might have been a little bit like, when you look at it in the schedule, this is not comfortable, and then you get here and you realize this is why we're here, and you'll never forget it. I still remember the moment that we went to the Hall of Fame and played an exhibition game, and I had the same feeling like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And then you get there and you take in the whole area of the game. You're like, now I know why we're here.
Hey, don't forget it. 2 balls and a strike. Nagashioka popped up his first time and now comes up empty. Good pitch by Lynn. 2-2.
So I've always wanted to ask this question to you, Kevin, in a way where it's asked of us. We're done playing. I rarely watched anything I ever did. I'm interested, as time goes on and your family gets bigger, do you take time to watch anything that you've done?
Not unless I'm really asked, and I don't make a whole bunch of comedies. I made some romantic comedies, but a lot of my movies have some adult themes, and so a lot of the movies that my kids watch, they have to get to a certain age before they watch them. But no, I don't find myself doing that. They will drag me in to see what it is. I did make a mistake once, though, with my 3 youngest. One of them, finally, the 12-year-old who was really taking charge, and said, I want to see that movie. And I said, what movie? And she said, Perfect World. And I go, it's like 12 or 13. No. And then she goes, I'm going to, and the hands were on the hip like Superman. I'm going to see that movie. So I finally said, okay. And then the next thing, the other 2 pop out and say, we want to see it too. And she goes, they want to see it too. So we went down and watched this thing. And I said, I'm going to put my hands over your eyes. And at the end of the movie, I lose my life. And my youngest son was laying on my chest watching. And when it happened, he was about, 6, because I'd closed his eyes for certain things. But that happened. And when the movie was over, the others walked out. Okay, we saw that and probably don't have to. He rolled over and started touching my face. And it was code for, that was a movie. He couldn't, and I think I really learned a lot. Maybe people listen and go, man, what a dummy, you should have known. But the way that my daughter trapped me with the other 2. But it changed me that there are movies that they can't see. And that death of me, and he touching my face, I'll never remember it. Just really making sure. It was who I played catch with, Joe, last night.
That's cool.
2 out, nobody on. And the batter will be DJ LeMahieu. Well, as this inning has 2 outs in it, typically we have to say goodbye so fast that we don't do it justice. But I know you don't want to take credit. There are a lot of people that put together a tremendous movie, but what a moment, what a time here in Iowa for you, whether it was back in the 80s or now here in 2021. Thanks for letting us crash this party.
Well, it wouldn't. You're giving me a good little setup here. I would be remiss not to talk to the actors. Talk about them. Timothy Busfield, who just handed me my performance. With him being outrageous, and James Earl Jones, you just watch and you understand why he's so great. But it was I've talked about the men who helped make this movie, but the actors I haven't got a chance. And I just Burt Lancaster. I mean, my performance was handed to me. I was comfortable with what I was going to do. I knew what it was. I knew it had a chance to be great if we didn't mess it up. And that's simply like, don't let it be something that it's not. It's not a car crash. There's not a fist fight. There's no love scene. It's all going to rest on somebody saying, you want to have a catch. And that was our exciting moment.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. And a fly ball right field will be handled by Engel. Well, it's been an honor to get to know you. And thanks for our catch yesterday.
It was a good catch.
That was a good catch.
I'm glad you guys can still play catch, by the way.
Yeah.
Love to play catch with you, John. Take care. You'd have to take something off it, though.
The great Kevin Costner here in Iowa.
That's your club for that day off tomorrow and the rest of the weekend series.
That's the third. Backhanded by Odor, and the throw is true. 1 away. Tonight's telecast is presented by Geico and sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. And by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. MLB.TV is now $52.99. Watch all out-of-market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for more details. Here is a foul backing out of play off the bat of Abreu. Strike one here in the 5th inning.
You know, I'm also struck by how, I mean, they put everything together in perfect place, but the lighting makes everything look like it had been here forever, right? The lighting has been.
It looks like a set.
It does. It's way different than a stadium, of course.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't think you can take a bad picture here.
No.
Or get a bad shot, whether it's on via the drone or whatever we're trying to bring you here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's outside. 2-1.
I was telling somebody, they were trying to ask me what is it like, and I said, you know, the coolest thing what I wanted to see, which when we're up here doing our thing, I'm sure we've had pictures of it. You park, for the fans, park so far away, and it's that long walk coming in to see this whole thing unveil.
Kind of one piece at a time, because you can't see over some of the corn.
And the realization when you come around the corner and you come up to this place, it does set you back to one of the coolest events we'll be part of.
Yeah, Kevin was talking about something when we were off air, and I thought it was a good point, which I'll bring up here in a second. 3 balls and a strike. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th. Heaney trying to get through this frame, keep it a 4-run ball game, and that's outside. First of all, I'll tell you that this game is featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app. One of the questions in tonight's contest: how many total runs will be scored? Play along on the app for your chance to win. But Kevin was talking about what it's like when you go to a high school football game, and then you got the little kids that are playing a high school football game, you know, off on another field or somewhere. That's what's going on here. You've got big leaguers playing in front of us, and then on the field where they shot the movie, which is just coming into view now, little kids are playing baseball over there. Here's a fly ball into center. Back at the track. It is caught. Jimenez, who's got 5 home runs over the last 5 games, almost shot another one out of here.
Yeah, straightaway center. He put a charge into it, and Brent Carter did a nice job gauging this one at the wall. A new stadium. Of course, they take infield and outfield and get accustomed to it, but did a nice job judging that. This ball was smoked off the bat. Every swing he's taken right now seems like the same, and that one just didn't get out.
Two out. Here's Moncada. Ball 1 down.
You know, maybe not right now. They're in the thralls of their season, but coming in this project, or in this whole area, it made me think every player here that's on this field had a small field that they considered their field of dreams when they were growing up, right? Whether it was in another country or whether it was a small dirt field, and right away you start thinking about the field you grew up on and what led to the journey that gets us to the major leagues. And for the very few and the very fortunate that are playing here today, same has got to be true.
Does yours have a name in Michigan?
Yeah. I was able to be part of a field at St. Gerard where I renovated and built. It was a small little field that I grew up in Lansing, Michigan. And that's where I started playing baseball. And, as years would go on after getting through the big leagues, to come back and try to renovate that field to bring it up to speed a little bit and create some more fields. That's the field for me growing up where I spent most of my time.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and now a grounder up the middle, right at LeMahieu. He'll flip. The inning is over. Good work by Heaney. And the 6th inning will roll in here in Dyersville. White Sox up 7-3. Dyersville, Iowa. Kids are playing on the movie set field and through the corn maze Here's a Major League Baseball field with just about 8,000 people in attendance. The Field of Dreams game presented by Geico. Yours tonight on Fox. A 7-3 ball game, and Lance Lynn is back to work, and he misses inside to Brett Gardner. Yankees have to get to work. 4-run ball game. Gardner, Judge, Gallo.
Yeah, Lance Lynn only made one mistake. And 2 outs, nobody on. He gave up a couple hits, and then that 3-run homer. The mistake pitch to Aaron Judge.
Here's one down the line off the bat of Gardner. It is gone. Brett Gardner has made this a 3-run ball game as the corn out and right gobbling up some baseballs here tonight. A rocket. And for Gardner, home run number 5 on the year.
And for the Yankees, they're hoping that Gardner can get going because he adds a dimension that's different to their lineup. And this is that pitch. Down and in. Inner plate. That's what he likes to do. That famous release that he's got. And when he hits homers, it's going to be in that area. Of course, in his home ballpark. There's no cornfields, but it's short.
That would have found the seats. 3-run game. Aaron Judge now, who went deep into right his last time up. 3-run shot takes upstairs for ball 1. In at the knees, a ball and a strike.
You know, we talked to Aaron Boone, and I'm sure every year teams, I don't even know how you can quantify this, but every team goes through bad losses, right? But there's been some historically really bad losses for the Yankees, and that they've bounced back from and overcome. And there was a lot of talk about whether his job was not safe, the team wasn't doing anything, what were they going to do at the trade deadline, and they seemingly find ways to bounce back. I mean, it really is a credit to them and the players in their clubhouse because they look bad. I mean, they looked really bad.
That's off the end of the bat. Anderson does all he can and safe at first as Judge got around the tag.
You only hope no one can get hurt in that play. Very athletic play by Judge. And a long throw that took Abreu away. And they're going to get his foot on the bag, just avoiding the tag.
And it goes down as an error on Anderson, his 6th of the year. That'll bring in Gallo.
Yeah, I would think Joey Gallo needs to be aggressive on this first pitch. He's getting into counts. He's striking out a lot. He hasn't been swinging much. Well, that one was too high to be aggressive, but early in the count hitting. And Joey takes his walks. You see the low batting average and the power. So he still gets on base by taking his walks. Just got to cut down the strikeouts a little bit.
1-0 pitch is that was a pitch to hit, and Gallo fouled it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, Judge, nobody out. 3-run game. Two and 1. Talking about the Yankees at the end of June. Aaron Boone got the dreaded vote of confidence. Brian Cashman saying this is not an Aaron Boone problem. Team just wasn't playing well. Sun setting here in Iowa. 2-1 pitch is fouled away. 2-2, and just over the past month, the Yankees have had the best record in baseball.
Yeah, the blueprint's pretty simple. I mean, everyone talked about how unathletic they got, how many ground ball double plays they hit into, and The fact is, the blueprint is they're going to mash any pitcher that's not on their game, and they're going to hit their way to a playoff spot. And then what do they do in the playoffs? Can they pitch and match up with the top guys that they're facing, or will they be exposed with their swing and miss style lineup? And I think that's always been the narrative come postseason time. Now, they've been close against the Astros, took them to a Game 7. And that's what we're going to find out about this team. I still believed, even when they were struggling, that they were a playoff team because they were eventually going to hit.
That is outside. A homer, an error, and now a walk. And Lynn in some trouble here in the 6th. And now a quick word from Chevrolet.
Fans at tonight's game are trying Chevy's apple pie hot dogs. Search hashtag apple pie hot dog for the recipe.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Miguel Cairo is out of the dugout. And we'll see if a pitching change is coming here in the 6th inning, or if he's going to stick with his big right-hander. 6'5", 270-pound Lance Lynn, and that's it for Lynn. So Lynn is knocked out. Tying run coming up for the Yankees here in the 6th with nobody out.
This game is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. People will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
And they have on a beautiful night in Dyersville, Iowa. And this game is starting to tighten. 7-4 is the score. 2 on. Nobody out. A run is home on the Gardner homer. And the flamethrower Kopech takes over, and wow.
Yeah, he can throw up to 100 miles an hour, but he's going to basically come after you with a fastball, a slider, an occasional curve.
The numbers for Michael on the year as he spins one in. It's fouled back and out of play by Stanton. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 5+ for Lynn. About 4 hits, struck out 7, walked 2, allowed 2 home runs, and he's responsible after giving up 4 runs for the 2 runners on. Here's a 1-1 from Kopech. Just trying to catch up as Stanton strike 2.
Yeah, Kopech was a starter, got Tommy John surgery. As he come back, it's taken a while, but they're putting him in a high leverage situation. And really what the White Sox bullpen can do is both Kimbrel, Liam Hendricks. I mean, it's party over if they get the lead late.
1-2, fouled back. The job that the front office and Rick Hahn, their scouting department, has done for the White Sox is off the charts. His 9th year as general manager, Kenny Williams, former GM, now the executive vice president. The front office has done such a good job. There's so much depth with this team, and now going for it at the deadline with the deal of Madrigal to the Cubs and getting Kimbrel. Breaking ball, slowly hit, tough play. Anderson got it. And a really good play by Tim Anderson for the first out here in the inning.
Well, with all that Stanton has gone through physical-wise, earlier in his career, he would have beat this out easy. He just is not getting down the line like he used to.
The guy who just made this play, Tim Anderson, inked that 6-year, $25 million deal in the spring of 2017. The club has options.
se lo estoy diciendo, él no ha hecho el intento de ahí. Le estoy diciendo que fuera ahí a regalar a por cualquiera en la lista. El que primero tú ves en la lista, lo nunca, si no viene nunca, ¿sabes? Así sí. A mí si nosotros jugamos la semana, el equipo de los capitanes subió a la gente el día antes que lo jugaban con nosotros. No sé por qué nosotros no podemos subir la gente.
Время есть, играем дальше. Ну да.
Нет, просто общий этап-то 9 иннингов раскрывается с ничего.
Нет, так у них времени-то еще полно.
Окей.
Не, играем.
Я просто удивился.
Не, играем.
Что там Андрей спрашивал, я не понял.
А?
Там пятый бьющий должен быть.
Пятый должен быть?
Oye, lo más rápido, el más rápido segunda, hermano. El más rápido segunda. Oye, Marco, el más rápido segunda.
Нет, почему четвертый, третий? Я должен...
Предыдущий бьющий.
Не, а в чем предыдущий? На биту должен идти пятый, он идет на второй бар.
Разве?
Ну так.
Разве нет предыдущий?
Они же баут.
Уверен?
Ну они же баут.
Смотри, они последние два бьющих,
Опять убит. Ну да, третий, четвертый. Да.
Mira, para mí, pregúntale si se puede poner el que le dé la gana a batear y a eso. Pregúntale.
No, eso es error. O sea, los últimos dos.
Sí, porque el primer inning se pone el que tú quieras.
Sí, no, pero aquí...
Третий, четвертый. А пятый убит, да.
Карденас, Понсе. Получается, Карденас, Понсе.
Mira, él está preguntando que digo que Marco Ponce. Tú le dices que él...
Карденас, Понсе.
Не, Понсе должно быть на первом. Просто они меняли бегуни только.
Они рано
меняли только. Понсе пойдет на первое, только меняли бегуни. Второй, третий бьючий из них.
Нет, третий, у вас сейчас должен на биту уходить пятый.
Да.
Четвертый идет на первый бар.
Да, и на второй, третий бьючий. Да, все правильно.
Третьим у вас бьет Карденас.
Да, это да.
Четвертым Понсе, а вы...
Ah, pero Marco Miñales.
Да, Марко меняли, Понсе меняли. Да, просто Ронен. Да, только Ронен меняли все.
Все в порядке. Все так и есть. Eri, la primera base, ¿dónde está varado, mano? Por esa jugada, ¿cómo venimos en play?
Ahora tú lo tienes que arreglar. Llega y mira que...
Oye, seguido, es uno como 3 partidos.
Ah, cuide de eso. Ahora sí. Ahora sí, yo se tiene confianza ahora y ya tú puedes estar rayando ahora te casaste.
No sé, yo no entiendo, mano. Está rayando ahora está rayando el guante, no es una cosa que te en el guante. No, está dando en el guante. Se te están cayendo los balones de dentro del guante. ¡Tres! Tiene que esperar uno, ¿eh? Tranquilo. Eso nunca va a pasar, los mejores que nunca cometió un mira. Dice de billete, lo pinta, ¿eh? Oye, vamos, los mejores que yo no he cometido para que no haya dinero, la suerte. ¡Aquí!
Chino, dale que tú bateas. Oye, Raúl, manda este bajo. Chino.
начали типа отбивания якобы нарушить.
Слушай, знаешь, что скажи, они не того игрока сейчас только что поставили на первую базу. Они говорили, что они заменили, они его ни хрена не заменили, я посмотрел повтор. Пусть, конечно, не выпендриваются.
Понсе, буду бегать Эри.
Да.
Тебя говорили об этом? Как нет?
Я
сюда, миду
я судья.
Он даже на базу не вышел.
Нет, спокойно.
Конечно, потому что пошел Эри, потому что тебя говорили, что Эри будет.
Слушай меня. Я сам. Вместе судья, мы вам сказали, что Понсе меняли ранер меняли. Судья сам вам сказал. Нет, как нет.
Носите на бумаге, и тогда будет все вот. Вы даже лайнап не понесли. Где лайнап ваш?
Richie corriendo duro que va.